This episode of Unqualified is brought to you by State Farm, who has surprisingly great rates for your auto insurance. In 1999, my mom recorded me in our family room, delivering the lines for what I thought was a horror movie. My mom read the other roles, and I thought she gave a much better performance than I did. There was even a moment when I seriously considered not sending the tape because that would require a trip to the post office and an entire day's salary for postage. Not that I had a paying job. I was surprised when I received a phone call asking if I could audition in person. Then I realized that the casting director must have mixed up my tape with someone else's. I could have pointed out the error, but I'd never been to LA and wanted to go. So my parents gave me airline miles, and I flew to Los Angeles, Burbank actually, where I auditioned every day for a week and slept on 3 different couches. At the week's end, my friend with the least comfortable couch offered to drive me to the airport, and because at the time it was hard to find good Mexican food in Washington State, I wanted one last burrito. My pager began buzzing just as our nachos arrived. There was a payphone in the back of the restaurant, and when I returned the page, I was told that I got the role. It was one of the biggest surprises of my life. I was also surprised to learn that Scary Movie was actually a comedy. This was after my audition. Speaking of nice surprises, State Farm provides coverage that meets your needs at a surprisingly great rate. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Unqualified with your host, Anna Faris.
What do you like on a turkey sandwich?
I like a basic turkey sandwich, just turkey, and
Wait,
I
do
like
you like
a baguette.
a roasted turkey? Do you like a sliced
turkey,
do you
deli turkey.
Like deli turkey, okay, okay.
But those baguettes will cut the shit out of the roof of your mouth. So yeah, so like turkey, cheese. I like to keep it simple. Lettuce, tomato.
Hey everybody, it's Sandwich Talk with Busy Phillips.
It's my favorite thing in the world. How are you? Just for people to understand history, we've known each other for a million years.
Since like 2000, 2001?
Yeah. Do you want to tell? Do you want to tell the story of how we met? Do you remember it?
No.
I remember it very well.
Okay.
So we didn't actually become friends until I started dating Mark Silverstein.
So
really,
we met, but we weren't friends?
Well, we met.
Were you mad?
We were like, no. We were just like in the same.
You said no. Like
No. We were not friends.
No.
It wasn't like a.
No, you said you.
No, I was like, no.
Do we have some issues to work out here on the podcast?
100% not. But no, but we were just like around.
Yes.
Okay, we met. Are you ready for this?
Yeah. Okay.
We met at the very first Fast and the Furious movie audition.
Oh my God.
Do you remember this?
No.
Okay, so this
I don't remember the audition.
I feel like that audition was before. I don't know if you had shot Scary Movie. We could probably look it up.
I must have shot it, yeah, but I hadn't. But it hadn't come out. Yeah,
because once that happened, I feel like
memory of. But I remember thinking like I don't know if this shoe fits. You know what I mean in terms
the Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, with me. You know what I mean?
No, me neither.
Like where? I'm not sure if I'm a piece in this puzzle.
We're definitely neither one of us pieces in that puzzle. But I do know that you told me that you were that you were waiting to go in. No. You were waiting to go in, and I walked out of you like could kind of hear my audition. You didn't know who I was, whatever. And I came out of the room. And I threw the sides like directly into the trash, like kind of aggressively. Like I just threw them out and then walked out the door. And you were like, who the fuck is that bitch?
I didn't say bitch.
No. Like in like a good way.
Yes.
Bitch in a good way.
Yeah. Because I remember thinking like, that is exactly what you have to do. You have to like throw it away.
Yes. You can't hold on to like any of these auditions. And it wasn't like it had nothing to do with the material or the movie, but that was always my superstition thing with auditions was that as soon as I walked out of the audition room, I would throw away the script and the sides so that it just wasn't even like a part of me anymore. So I didn't have it in my car. I didn't look at it
I
and
love
think
that.
like,
And then you don't call your agent and be like, what was the feedback?
Did you get any feedback? What did they
You're
think?
too short.
Do you remember auditioning for Scary Movie?
Yeah.
And what?
I love you. I do remember auditioning for Scary Movie. I auditioned for 5 days straight. I was like, and just being terrified, and thinking that there's no way that this is going to happen.
To be fair, can I tell you something? I've never seen it.
You've never seen it?
No.
You wrote about it in your book.
I wrote about the audition.
Busy?
I never really saw it. I've seen like parts of it on cable.
I feel like there were so.
Is this shocking? Is this rude?
No, I feel like the only reason I got the role was because so many other actresses turned it down.
No. I didn't turn it down. They wanted me to come in and audition, and I thought, I don't know. I just couldn't do it at that moment.
I mean, now I think that like we've sort of become like adjusted to like raunchier comedy or whatever. But at that time in 1999, I mean, things were still like raunchy, whatever. But there was risk involved in. I mean, I didn't have the script until after I was hired.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask you. Did you read the script?
No, I didn't get it until after I was hired.
Yeah.
So I'm on a flight to Vancouver reading the script and like, oh man, oh boy, what am I about to do? And I'm going to get fired because I'm not funny. Also,
Did you not think you were funny?
No.
You thought you were going to be like a serious actor, right?
The story that I tell myself is that I think that, that I didn't think I was going to make it as an actor. But I had some kind of undercurrent.
Confident?
I was like, okay, I'm going to give LA a year. I'll work as a waitress, see if I can do something. So there was at least something in there that made me feel like I was okay at acting. I certainly did not think I was comedic. What about you?
I didn't think that I was funny at all. Like, I really thought that I would be a serious dramatic actress.
Well, but don't you think that part of being a comedic actor is conviction, which you have in spades?
Yeah, well, and I think to me, the most interesting comedic actors to watch are the ones that have the most like gravitas, or like you really feel when you watch it that it's grounded and rooted in something real, and it's not just like some insane cartoonish
right
character.
It comes from sincerity.
That's the thing about like Scary Movie. I do feel like one of the reasons why you like hit so big from that is because your sweetness and like who you really are as a person. I think like you were able to to get across, right? And people wanted to root for you.
What has been your most rewarding job?
I would say I have really enjoyed the last few years of my career the most in terms of, because I took so much control and ownership over what I was doing. And that's kind of meant, for the most part, not really taking acting jobs.
Yeah.
I love acting. And what's my favorite role of all time is a different kind of thing in my brain. So I really loved playing Lori on Cougar Town. I really enjoyed that. It was really fun. It was a fun character to play. I loved it. I like a challenge. So it would always interest me, at least. I wouldn't be bored. And so I would try to think of the way to say it in her rhythm and all of that.
Busy, can I give you a compliment?
Yeah, sure.
As I look into your beautiful eyes. Without revealing too much of my personal life, which I want to, and one day I will. But I remember a time when you were so ferociously loyal, when I was with somebody that you did not care for. And you were like a viper.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I mean, yeah.
It meant a lot to me.
Yeah, we were good
really,
friends.
It was really kind. It was really kind.
Well, I'm glad. God, we all go through all of these different seasons, right? You know, and especially like you have children, once you add other people that you're responsible for, you're like, well, I got to make sure that that's taken care of first and foremost. But I never hesitate to send, even if it's someone that I, have been friends with or haven't seen for a while, like if something's happening or something's going on, I never hesitate to send the thing, because what is it, why not? Like just send the text or send the email or call.
You are friends with so many people and women specifically.
Yeah.
And I love that about you. You've always had that kind of loyalty.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I read this article a really long time ago about how Winona Ryder and Gwyneth Paltrow were best friends. And then Gwyneth Paltrow saw the script for Shakespeare in Love at Winona Ryder's house and like called her agent and got it and then won the Oscar. And listen, this was in an article, so I'm not like, it is clearly Hollywood gossip, but I'm not the one that made it up. It was in an article that I read a really long time ago, right? And then they were never friends again. And I remember that article, I think it was like in Vanity Fair, had such an impact on me because I was like, I don't know. An Oscar's not worth it to me. Like a person, I can't speak to their relationship. I don't know their fucking relationship, but I'm just saying, like, in general, people are the most important thing in this world. You know what I mean? And all the rest of this is fine. And I'm an artist and I want to put stuff into the world and I want to create stuff and do stuff, but at the expense of a friendship, at the expense of like supporting other women, at the expense of not supporting or, elevating other women. No, fuck that. Why would I even need to be a part of that? That's just like a patriarchal construct that we've all like bought into for so many years.
I fucking love you.
So that like, I feel like that was a very important gossipy article in Vanity Fair in like 1999. I don't know when.
I know that you know the memory that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I do.
I love you for that. Okay, deal breakers. Okay, busy.
Yes.
Imagine you're single. Mm-hmm. You go to his house and see
a mattress on the floor. Deal breaker.
Oh, interesting. You preempted that.
Yeah, but okay, sorry, go ahead. What is it?
Wait, why would that be a deal breaker?
Because, dude,
what if he just moved? What if his bed was being his frame was being delivered in like 5 days?
Well, that's a different conversation. But like, I feel like sometimes grown men think that it's okay to just have like a box spring and mattress on the ground with no bed.
Can I tell you I'm okay with that?
Oh, wow.
Yep, that's the kind of person I am, Busy.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
I'm going to need more than just a box spring and a mattress.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. What if in the shower there isn't any shampoo or conditioner, but a bar of what's the Irish soap?
Irish Spring?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's okay?
Yeah.
You're okay with
a person just using, like, trying to be good for the environment, no plastic.
Yeah. Okay.
He's just using a bar of soap.
Toothpaste, it's simply baking soda.
Again, environmentally conscious. He is trying to do his thing. He's trying to save the world.
I love you. Okay. You go to his house and see that he has every season of Walker, Texas Ranger on DVD.
I don't know what Walker, Texas Ranger really was, but it's like a Western starring somebody. Who was it? Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
I don't know. People like their shit, I always think of like nostalgic television shows for people that it just brings them some sort of comfort.
Okay.
I got so mad last night on Instagram. I had like a troll and I rarely get them.
Oh, can we talk about that?
Just like gotta keep it real. I like just need you to know, and that's the thing I hate. Like I prefer a troll that's like, you fat fucking untalented bitch. Like I prefer that because it's less insidious to me than a person who, under the guise of like wanting the best for you, needs to let you know some things that they have like come up with that they need you to know.
I get that a lot. Like, are you okay? Like, what?
Honey, I'm just worried about you.
Oh my God.
No, I was thinking about it because I think that every person that's sort of in the public eye in whatever capacity has like a different version of the "Are you okays?" You know, and mine are the keeping it reals. Like, so you get are you okay? And I get like, just keeping it real, girlfriend. I gotta tell you this. Your show sucked. And it's like, okay, like, don't fucking watch it. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't care, you know, whatever. But like, I get the just gotta keep it real with you. And you get the "Are you okays?" And at the end of the day, this is what I say to my daughter, my 11-year-old, when she's being unkind or snotty or bratty or whatever to either me or her dad or her friend or whatever. I say, like, how does that make you feel inside? Like, when you hear yourself talking like that, how does that make you feel?
I love that you say that.
Does that make you feel good? Because I can't imagine that it does. I can only imagine that it kind of makes you feel worse.
Yes, I love it that you say that.
And like, so if you already are feeling bad, like, let's figure out a way to make you feel better, not fucking worse. Yeah. And those women and people, I'm generalizing that they're women. The "Are you okay?" is the just keeping it real. They're feeling really bad about something. And them doing that does not make them feel better. It makes them feel worse. And I wish that I could like tell them, like,
I know.
You know, maybe you just need to respond, "Are you okay?"
But
like, I love what Sarah Silverman started doing a couple years ago with people on Twitter. No, like where she would kind of like go on deep dives with trolls and then like just sort of meet them from at a place like coming from kindness, where she would be like, it's hard to do and it's a lot of energy and like we all are living our own lives.
It's pretty amazing.
But it's amazing because she would have these real connections with people who are like saying the most horrible things to her. And one in particular that I remember, just this tweet that I saw where she said, "Hey, I looked at your profile and I see that you've like had chronic back problems for years. Is there anyone out there that can help this guy with, you know, what he's experiencing?" And like a doctor got in touch with him and then he like went to this specialist. And it was this whole full journey that like, and she was like, "It must feel terrible to be in pain all the time. I'm really sorry you're going through that."
God, how big of a person that's amazing.
It's really what we all need to remember.
Yeah.
That
we're lonely.
Yeah.
Whether like we're whatever, being able to talk into microphones or, you know, tweet or whatever.
Post it online.
Yeah, we are all fundamentally lonely. We find connections, we find love with any luck, and but there is that undercurrent of loneliness. I think that we all search for something.
Yeah.
As we like march towards death.
Oh God. Oh no.
Sorry, Busy.
No.
I brought the bad news.
Oh no. I know. Anyway, so as much as like that was totally insane, the people asking you if you're okay are totally insane as well.
I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know.
Well, people like you and I both have the thing, and we don't have to talk about personal relationships, but people felt a thing about your marriage. And, you know, people feel like an attachment to me with my family and my kids because of my online persona and what I choose to share and all of that. And yours was a little bit more public and because of, you know.
But I didn't know, and I still don't know how to handle it. I don't know how to I don't know how to finesse what is shared and what is not shared. Because I do view myself as a bit of an introvert. I am an introvert.
You are.
You are. I kind of.
You were always like a homebody. You were always somebody that like you liked to be in your home, like surrounded by the people closest to you. This was for years.
And I love it that you say that. Thank you. That is very validating because I always felt guilty for not being like more popular, or like I don't know,
out and about.
Yeah. But so negotiating those waters is really difficult.
I would imagine that would cause you to maybe not be as trustful of your gut in terms of what intrinsically feels right to share. Because even if something like felt right to share, you're like, but wait, is that, I have to second guess this because I have all these other people.
Completely. Yes, completely. There's like all these different camps where I have restrictions on my story or whatever.
Right.
This episode is brought to you in part by Plant Botanical. As everyone slowly comes out of hiding, many of you are asking the same questions. Am I ready for actual human contact? Should I swipe right? Will they look like their picture? Do I look like my picture? Is that the face of an axe murderer? Do I really want to take off these sweats? And for those of you who get that far, what drink should I be casually sipping? I have the answer to that one. While your date sits awkwardly silent, stunned by your good looks, dazzled by your intellect, or wondering how to dispose of your body, the drink in your hand should be delicious, refreshing, crisp, clean, Plant Botanical Vodka Seltzer. Weighing in at only 1 carb, made with real fruit and botanicals traditionally used for stamina, immunity, and detox, Plant Botanical is already thinking about your future encounters. Follow and DM at Plant Loves You and share a story or video of your funniest, wildest, or most awkward date for a chance to win up to $1,000 for your next one. Plant Botanical, your perfect companion while you look for your perfect companion. Available at Target, Pavilions, Vons, Total Wine, or visit plantlovesyou.com to find a store near you. Plant Vodka and Vodka Seltzer. Just the good shit. This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by Intuit, powering products like TurboTax, QuickBooks, Mint, and Credit Karma. Intuit works for what you work for, and it was only recently that I found out they were working for me. I've been using QuickBooks for years and more recently began using Mint, which is an easy way to create monthly budgets. It was a bit surprising to realize how much I could save by learning how to make coffee. With Intuit, artificial intelligence can predict your future cash flow, recognize a misplaced digit in an account or routing number, and even connect users with live experts who can assist with navigating life changes or help with unique tax situations. Everything is automatically organized as you track your personal or business expenses by scanning receipts, invoices, and other financial documents, while smart budgeting tools let you know before you overspend. Innovative features like these make managing your finances simple, but as you probably already knew, innovation is at the core of everything Intuit does. Discover how Intuit's products can help you see what's possible at Intuit.com. That's INTUIT.com.
Who is our first caller? So you have the sheet here. So Christy, her subject says, my Jerry Springer story, aka How I Met My Husband.
Okay.
This is Christy.
Christy, hi, it's Anna.
Hi, Anna.
Christy, thank you so much. We're here with Busy Phillips.
Hi, Christy.
Hi, so nice to meet you.
Tell us what's going on.
Okay, I have to tell a little bit of a background. So I used to be married a long time ago to this horrible person. Anyways, so things are going bad in that marriage, and I ended up finding out that he had cheated on me, and I spoke to his girlfriend, and she was telling me that she didn't know he was married and all this, but whatever. And anyway, so I left him and filed for divorce. So my friends, they're really good, like snoopers, I guess. I don't know. They have my back. They kind of looked into this girl, found out she was in a relationship and living with her boyfriend. And so I went back and forth deciding on whether or not to call this guy. And I decided for, he had a right to know, and for his health reasons, on top of that, I was like, you know what, I'm going to tell him. So found out who he was, called him, told him, and we ended up having this connection, and fast forward 2 years later, we're married.
What?
Yeah. So we relocated. We've moved to Seattle and kind of moved on with our life and left all that nastiness in the past, all that Jerry Springer stuff, and now we're in Seattle, and we're trying to meet friends and get to know people here. But the big question that we get asked immediately is, "Hey, how did you guys meet?" And I have to go into this terrible story about my divorce and why I got divorced and everything in the first 5 seconds that we meet people.
So wait, okay, I have a couple of thoughts. So having grown up in that area, I know that people can be, they're very polite, but they can be cold. You know, like
yeah, it's hard.
It is
here.
It's a weird thing that happens up there. I found, at least, that, you know. So know that you're not alone, but also, how is your relationship now? Are you guys really happy, and like, do you like living in Seattle?
Yeah. Yeah, we're really happy. Like, this is what marriage was supposed to be like.
Can I ask you a question? How old are you now?
I'm 33.
You're 33. And how old were you when you got married the first time?
I was 26.
26. Okay. And so like, how recent did all of this happen?
We just got married in January, and my divorce and everything got finalized when I was 30.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 31.
But I do think it's important, Christy, because I think that time is valuable in relationships. And time with your new friendships is going to be just as valuable as time that the distance, the time that you get from your previous relationship and how you and your husband actually met.
Christy, are you, did you guys move there for a job? Are you isolated from your families?
He's actually from Washington originally, and he has a son out here, and so it wasn't like who's going to move. It was like, when am I going to move, kind of thing. So we wanted to be closer to his son. Because
what I sense, and forgive me, Christy, for being presumptuous in any way, but what I sense in your question is like, how do I find a sense of community? And like, how do I, like, in an area that I totally recognize, it's so hard to make friends.
I think it's hard to make friends as an adult always for people. It's like one of the things that I get asked the most. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how do you maintain your friendships? How are you, like,
right.
how do I meet people? How do I, it's hard.
And so then when people are asking Christy, like, oh, so how did you guys meet?
And that's like the typical first question.
It's like, well, everybody cheated on each other, and so now we're married. Sorry, Christy, to sum it up like that.
It's an awkward topic, and it's hard to talk about.
Well, I think actually that's really interesting that you said that. I think that there is validity. Like, you don't have to tell everybody your story, but I think there's validity for you and your husband to figure out how you guys feel about it, really. And I think that the distance thing is important, because I think the further you move from it and the more you sort of like heal from the wound of what you perceived like in your previous marriages, like, they did you the biggest favor of your lives, obviously, right? And also, weirdly, like, if you believe in like universal shit and fate and life, like, you and this guy were meant to find each other. It just was a way that was complicated and tricky. So I do feel like with the people that you're meeting at parties or work events or whatever, I don't think that saying that you met online or you had mutual friends on Facebook is an outright lie. I think that that's actually like a nice way for you to get through those situations. And when you really start to become friends with people, you can, like, you have to be okay with your story first before you share it with your friends.
Chrissy, is there someone in particular, like a family member, or is there someone that you don't want us to tell the story to?
I get a lot of weird judgments from it.
From your family?
At first, it was hard to tell people we were even dating, because people were just like, oh, God, why don't you just get away from that whole situation? And I did try. I mean, like, I tried to date other people, but me and him we had this connection, and I just felt like we were supposed to be together.
Do you find personal pressure from your family or friends that are back home? Is that weighing on you?
I guess some of the feedback that I got at the beginning of our relationship might be kind of affecting how I answer that question now to new people, because some people were kind of like hesitant and giving me advice of not, maybe you shouldn't be with this guy or whatever at the beginning when it was my friends and family. And now I'm meeting new people. I'm like, what are they going to think?
People, we're all so self-absorbed for the most part that I don't think that anyone's going to pass judgment, at least people that you want in your life at all. But I do think that your concern about this seems to tap into some concerns that you have about your family or his family or other people from your past, like sort of trailing you, haunting you. I mean, I say this because my mom, I love her so much. She's so ferociously loyal, but man, she like scarred me sexually. She was like, if you ever have a sexual desire, you're going to like burn in hell or whatever, even though she was an atheist. I still carry those weights with me. So like the idea of shame or how we perceive people judging us, I think it's a particular guilt that a lot of women carry.
Yeah.
I don't want you to carry that.
Right.
And I don't want you to have to either make up a story or feel obligated to tell the truth necessarily. Like in an ideal world, I want you to be able to just say,
to own your own story.
Yeah, that we're in love and this is crazy. Here's what happened. There was infidelity. We met and whatever. And now we're here. And
yeah, like a little bit to me, I do think, and that's why I said the thing about time. Like, I feel like you need to feel a little bit more settled about it in order to own it and realize, I don't know, the way you just said it, you felt like you were meant to be with this guy. You were brought together in a really unconventional way, but like, dude, life is weird. People meet all kinds of ways.
It's so weird.
And yeah. And like, you're so lucky. You're so lucky that you have someone that you're like, this is my guy. I'm in love with him and we're married and I'm super excited about it. I would think that like, if I were at a party, I'm just speaking from personal experience, and I met you and I asked you the question, how'd you guys meet? And you're like, this is kind of wild, but his wife was cheating on him with my husband. And then we struck up a friendship and 2 years later fell in love. I would be like, oh my God, that's the fucking best thing I've ever heard. That's incredible. Did they end up together, Christy?
I don't know. And I don't care.
No one should care. But I just was curious, like,
Yeah. People usually ask me that too. And I'm like, I never kept tabs on them. Like when I left my husband, like we literally never spoke ever again.
Wow.
oh, that's tough.
Really weird and sad, but
that is tough. I have lots of theories about the idea of closure. I don't really believe in it because I don't think that it happens. Because I think that there's the lingering pain that should be there, I think, of like a meaningful breakup that meant something to you. So it lingers for years. I think that that's okay. I mean, I think it has to be okay. Because otherwise, like, we won't be human. And the idea...
that was the big thing of what me and my husband bonded over, too, is we were both hurting at the time.
Yeah. And Christy, I totally know that Seattle can be a really lonely place. I wish I don't know, we had easy answers for you. But Christy, I think that as long as you're happy, and also though, you said something about your ex, how you guys haven't talked. And I think that that's okay. I do think that's okay. And it's not, I understand in your gut, it's not satisfying. I think it's okay for now.
I'm not angry about it anymore. Like I was angry at the beginning, and I feel like I don't have any desire to talk to him, but I'm also not angry anymore.
I think I've talked about this on the podcast a bit, that I don't think I've ever been, like, I don't think I've ever had a breakup where my ex has, like, been begging for me back. And I've always, I mean, who doesn't want that? Where it's like, oh, even if you're like, no, I'm not going to, I don't want to be with you.
I've never had that either.
Really?
Yeah, and that's...
Are we too, like, bossy and strong?
I don't know. But I've always wanted that too.
Everybody wants that.
Yeah.
It's like, you want, like, your drama school teacher to be like, oh, I knew you were going to be brilliant. Or whatever.
I did get that. I did. Guys, fine. I mean, just sorry.
Fine.
I think that, like, the takeaway is that Seattle's tough to make friends, but everywhere's tough to make friends. But that also...
Seattle's particularly difficult. I'm defensive. Okay, good. Go on.
But that, Christy, you are bringing residual judgment from your old group of friends and maybe some family members into these new people who have nothing. They're not bringing anything yet. You don't even know them. Do you know what I mean? You have a great chance. You're going to make new friends. Like, I don't know if I personally would want to be friends with someone who would be like, oh, that's weird. How'd that happen? You know, someone who would be really judgmental of my life choice, you know?
That's very true.
And like, don't let the past of not just your previous marriages, but like how you felt judgment and felt shame about you finding something really wonderful out of something really terrible that happened to you. Don't let that shame and judgment follow you to Seattle. I actually weirdly do have some friend tips.
Well, yeah, I need some friends.
Okay. Do you have a job?
Yes, I do.
Okay. The best way to bond with someone is to find a common enemy.
Oh my God, you're evil.
No, it's the best. And it doesn't.
So
it's not
evil.
like it's not. It doesn't have. It's not like an evil enemy. It's just like. It's like someone that like you both can just be like, oh my God, that person destroyed the bathroom again. You know what I mean? That's number one.
Okay, wait. What if you and new friend, Christy, started putting up like obnoxious signs in the bathroom? Like, please make sure that you do not pee on the lid. Please
I always say that.
Make sure that there isn't any soap residue left on the sink. Thank you so much, but do so much in all caps.
So much.
with a bunch of exclamation points.
I feel like it's always like fun to bond with someone at work about like someone else's like fish sandwich or whatever. You know what I mean? Like
bathroom sign is pretty funny.
A woman's bathroom sign is pretty funny. The other thing I was going to say is that I think that in recent times, in recent years, I've actually made good friends from random workout classes that I go to. You know, you go to the same class at the same time every week, like a yoga class or a spin class, or I do this weird bouncing on trampoline classes here in LA that I'm obsessed with. And I've become like, if you go to the same class, the same teacher, people do routines and you like will meet, you know, people. Do you work out, Christy?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I teach fitness part-time, so...
Fantastic.
So it's hard to meet people in my classes because I'm, like, teaching it, so they still chat with me a little bit afterwards, but I can see them all bonding, and...
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Oh, Christy, that makes sense. Yeah,
that really does.
You're the teacher. Oh.
But
that's interesting.
Maybe I need to go take other people's classes.
I think that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
That would be, I think, helpful.
But I want you to like be able to have women in your life in Seattle that you can like start to build relationships with that are outside of like couple friends that you're making with your husband. I think that's important. But the key is like consistency in timing. Like, you know, like it's like you always go to like Sunday 2 p.m. spin or whatever. You always go to the farmer's market on Sundays.
You're really good at this. I think that we always think that people are going to be more judgmental than they really are. Right. Don't you think?
Yeah. And I think societally we like get real bogged down in shame. And it's a thing that like we have to start letting go of, especially as women moving
Chrissy,
forward.
So our final advice, and I speak for Busy here as well, is just say that you fucked a ton of dudes. You just fucked everybody. You were at this wedding, you fucked them all, And now you're happily married. Did I say that in a gentle voice?
Yeah,
I feel like I
did. You sounded like a therapist. It was really good.
Christy, thank you so much. Let's please be in touch. Thank you.
Thanks, Christy.
You were great.
Well, I don't think it's that controversial, but I think she's bringing the judgment from her past friends and family.
Most definitely, yeah. But that's the thing. Sometimes it feels like the questions should be sort of like, well, easy or whatever. Not that it's easy, but there's a lot. Because
there's so many layers. Because really, what she's asking is like, how do I make friends?
Yeah. And I totally know that's the Seattle chill.
I went to Seattle once with my ex-boyfriend.
Which one?
I don't talk to him anymore. This is like so fucking indicative of everything that was wrong in our relationship. I made all the money and had a career and all this stuff. And I really wanted to like go on vacation with him. And he was always just like, oh, I can't afford it, blah, 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 blah. I don't know, blah, blah, blah. And so I was like, I'll pay for vacation. Like I love beaches and pools and I want to like sit on a beach and have a margarita and like chill the fuck
and
out.
He was like, I want to go to Seattle.
I swear to God. And he was like, I can't just like go to a beach and like sit there, blah, blah, blah. I'm fucking paying for this shit, by the way. And anyway, this was like toward the very end of our relationship. And I was like, okay, well, what? And he's like, well, I mean, I've never been to Seattle. And like a girl that I'm friends with still from high school lives there. So we could, and I was like, okay, sounds fun. We went to Seattle. And like, I actually think it's true. Like, I do have like a thing tied to it that like, I don't think I'll ever go back there, man.
Did you visit the girl?
Yeah, we did. We saw her.
Yep.
Right over there by that first Starbucks. Where they throw the fish and the whole thing. And I was like, and the whole time I was just like, I was cold and damp. Like every part of me felt damp. And I just was like, all I wanted was to go to a resort in Mexico. Like, why? And I'm paying for this? Ugh, the mistakes we make.
Oh, God.
This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by Best Fiends. We all know there really is only one Match 3 style game worth playing. It's the one with an actual storyline, cool collectible characters, and non-stop action-packed adventure. It's the one with literally thousands of challenging puzzles to solve. And yes, I'm using the word literally correctly. Of course, I'm talking about Best Fiends. You meet your best fiends early in their careers. They don't have much experience, but they have heart. I recognized a little piece of myself in each of them. And so I began to assemble the perfect team. I watched them grow as we solved puzzle after puzzle, working hard and playing hard. Today, my best fiends are ready to go anytime and anywhere. I'm really proud of what they have become. With new challenges and levels added all the time, there's never a boring moment. So download Best Fiends free today on the App Store or Google Play. That's friends without the R, Best Fiends. This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by The Pill Club. Do you need to renew your birth control prescription? Want to switch your birth control? Maybe try it for the first time. Whether you know the brand you want or you're looking for help finding the best option, the Pill Club medical team has your back. With the Pill Club, you'll never have to make a trip to the doctor or wait in line at the pharmacy. The Pill Club is a birth control subscription prescribed by a medical professional and delivered straight to your door for free in discreet packaging. The Pill Club carries over 120 FDA-approved brands. Most brands of birth control are free with insurance or Medicaid. Otherwise, prices start as low as $7 per month without insurance. Right now, when you go to thepillclub.com/unqualified, the Pill Club is offering a $10 donation to bedsider.org for every unqualified listener who becomes a patient. Your donation will help low-income individuals get access to birth control through bedsider.org. That's thepillclub.com/unqualified to get your first birth control care package. That's thepillclub.com/unqualified to get your first birth control care package and donate to help more women in need of affordable birth control. Remember, thepillclub.com/unqualified. You must use the link to make a donation.
She was so cute.
Hello?
Hi, is this Becca?
Yeah.
Hi, Becca. It's Anna Faris, and I'm here with Busy Phillips.
Oh my gosh, hi.
Hi, Becca.
So nice to meet you guys.
Becca, thank you so much for submitting a question. So tell us what's going on.
Okay, so my question's about this girl who was my best friend. So her name's Jessica. We were best friends for at least 5 years. We were roommates in college. We have matching tattoos together, basically joined at the hip.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's commitment.
Yeah, something. But she was like even the best, not best man, maid of honor at my wedding. So after the wedding, she moved like 4 hours away to go and do her grad program. So we drifted apart like a little bit just with the distance and how busy she was with her grad program. But, you know, like we still kept in touch. Would send text messages now and then to keep up. I'd always like send out little Snapchats, just say, hey, how's it going? Here's what's up. Keep you in the loop. And then one day, I guess it was April, I sent her a Snapchat and it came up as pending. You know, like when somebody's not your friend on Snapchat. I'm like, that's weird. So at first I thought maybe she just deleted her Snapchat, something. And then I went through all of my social media. And sure enough, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, I was deleted off everything.
But she still has her account.
I checked with our mutual friends, and they were all still friends with her. My husband is still friends with her on Facebook. So
Wait, what?
It was obviously just, we're deleting you. So I wrote up a little text just to say, hey, I thought I was deleted off some stuff. Like, did I do something? Like, did something happen? And I went to send it, and my number was blocked.
Whoa.
Yeah, so...
Becca, what does she think you did?
I don't know.
Wait, that's wild.
Yeah, so a couple weeks later, I was like, this is super weird. I'm going to message your mom. So I messaged her mom on Facebook, and she was totally blown away. She was like, I had no idea anything was going on with you guys. I haven't heard anything. And her mom let me know that she had actually just moved to Texas for a new job to start fresh.
Becca, can I ask you something really, really vulnerable?
Yeah, sure.
And you don't have to answer it, but what does your gut tell you?
My gut tells me, I know she's had some mental health issues in the past. So I'm wondering if maybe something came up with like her depression got really bad or something, and maybe she couldn't handle it and wanted me out. I don't know.
Do you think that there's anything like that happened at the wedding, like that?
No.
She
like we had a great time.
Like hooked
I don't
up
think
with
the wedding's part of
like
it,
a groomsman,
but
or
it was just completely out of the blue. And I hadn't done anything. Like, I mean, like we hadn't really been talking that regularly. So I mean,
well,
you know, it's not even like I said anything recently to her that was touchy.
Oh, Becca, I'm so sorry.
Can I ask you a question? So, Becca, what was like the tenor of your relationship from the beginning? Like, were you the one, because you mentioned that like she had some depression or she struggled previously. Mm-hmm. Are you the one that's like got their shit together and she's like, I'm trying to figure it out? You know?
No, if anything, I think she's the one that had all her shit together. I mean, I dropped out of college. She graduated. So if anything, she had like her head on straight, like always.
Okay.
Oh, Becca, shit. I'm so sorry. This is totally confusing. This has happened to me before, though. I've had a couple of friends in the past that I haven't like talked to for years now, and I don't know if it was like moving to Los Angeles, whatever it was, but those mysteries in life. Shit, though, I wish I could offer you a solid answer.
I feel like there's a version where you could don't like compose something and send it immediately, but where you could like write a letter saying basically like my feelings are really, I'm like really heartbroken about this. I really miss you. I'm sorry if when you moved, she was going to grad school.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if when you went to grad school, if maybe you felt like I wasn't reaching out enough and maybe you were, like, and that I was like in my new marriage and just wasn't paying attention to our friendship. But I miss you and I love you and I'm always here and I will be here and you know how to find me. And I want you to know that, our friendship has been something that I personally don't want to let go of.
Can I tell kind of a personal story?
I would love it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So when Chris and I separated and we were going our different ways and I was falling in love, my childhood friend kept reaching out to me. She was like, what's going on? Because all she heard was like the public stuff.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And she kept reaching out to me, but I wasn't ready to I wasn't ready mentally to talk to anybody yet. And so I didn't talk to her for over a year. And she kept reaching out to me and saying what did I do? Are you mad? And it wasn't anything that she did. It was just I just wasn't ready to talk about everything. I just wasn't ready to, our friendship is based on a deep love, but also nostalgia. So I wasn't ready for that. So recently I reached out to her and I was like, I'm so sorry. And she totally instantly forgave me, which was so incredible of her. To just be like, oh my God, I love you. But I just needed that minute. And it was inexplicable. And I didn't mean to punish her in any way because she's amazing. But
sometimes people have their own shit and they
you kind of disappear for a minute. And,
that makes sense.
So I don't know if that's what's going on with your friend, but that at least is that's my story. And now I feel so good that I'm reconnected with my dear friend.
But maybe that's why I was saying maybe you write just a nice thoughtful note. Sometimes there are things in life that we just don't know. We will just never know. And that sucks. But maybe you just write this thing and say I'm here if and when you ever decide you want to talk. And if not, I love you and wish you the best. You're the maid of honor at my wedding. We had a great time in college together. And that's just, I just need to say this because I feel really confused by this situation and I love you and I'm wishing you the best.
That was the most generous gift that she could have ever given me. So maybe just every once in a while, gently, just say I love you, without manipulation, just say
I like that.
Without hope you're well, want to hear from you. Don't do that part. Just say I love you so much, and maybe send her a funny picture from your childhood every once in a while or something. And she'll come back around. I think.
Because, no matter what, I always want the best for her.
Yeah.
And I'll always love her. She's such a big part of my life. But
yeah, but I so understand. Yeah. I know the pain that I inflicted on my friend now that I didn't realize before. And I feel really guilty about that. But she is still there for me. It's just amazing. I'm so grateful for that. So I guess the only advice is without putting too much pressure on her, just letting her know that you love her without a guilt trip, because she's probably, if she's cut you off, she's probably cut a lot of other people off. That's what happened with me. I cut everybody off.
Yeah.
And so she's probably getting a lot of people in her life being where are you? And I do think it's a little bit odd that, well, maybe we shouldn't go into this too much, but that your husband is still.
Yeah. Why didn't she unfriend him?
Yeah. I don't know. My husband, my cousin, I don't get it. It's just me.
Maybe that's a jealousy thing.
I don't know.
Busy.
I always figured either I've never known if I should try and like reach out to her more or just try and move on, even though it hurts. But I like the idea of, you know, sending her some love now and then, just because she probably does need time, whatever it is.
Oh my God. Wait, I just remembered. I got ghosted.
Who ghosted you?
A friend of mine that I was like super, super close with. And they moved to another city and fully ghosted me. And it was like heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking. This was like recent years. Like, I feel like, I didn't have cricket yet. So I was like in my early 30s. And I think ultimately I like came to the realization that obviously like that it wasn't really about me, and that this person just really wanted to start over in their new place, and that whatever our relationship was, like they couldn't continue it in what they wanted to be. And I don't know. And like, you know, I had a lot of like, oh, maybe it's me. I'm too much, or I'm too needy, or, you know. And then ultimately I was just like, wish you the best, man. You know, like I hope everything's great.
Did you ever hear from that person?
I've seen that person.
I don't think it's really anything on me.
Yeah.
I don't think it, I mean, I think you know when it's on you. Like Anna was saying, like she owed the apology.
Yeah.
I had to apologize to one of my friends in the last 10 years too, which is like, that's hard. You know that you've done something wrong that's hurt somebody else.
Yeah.
But in this case, if you genuinely are like, I'm racking my brain, I truly don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, it does feel like Becca was like my friend to some degree. Like, she's like, why is Anna not, like, what did I do? And she didn't do anything. It was just that I just couldn't, I don't know. And if it was weak of me, but I was just in a place where I felt, I don't know, like I couldn't tell everything. I don't know. But, oh, Becca, I'm so sorry. And
it's okay. At this point, it just feels surreal, you know?
Yeah. I do.
Yeah.
Like all these memories pop up. She's in my wedding album.
Yeah.
Haven't talked to her, but
well,
whatever.
honey, I will say this, just from somebody who's been married for a million fucking years, like old lady glamour over here. You're going to look at that wedding album and you're going to be like, I don't remember that person's name. Like, that is what ends up happening.
No.
Like, Anna, I'm not even kidding you. Like, there will be people in your wedding album that when you guys, you know, celebrate your 15-year anniversary, you're going to be like, oh my God, what happened to that person?
No.
Have you ever seen that person again?
No.
We were just in Mexico. It's so true. No. We were just in Mexico with good friends of ours now who were celebrating their 13th wedding anniversary. And this is embarrassing. I don't remember how long Mark and I have been married. Wait, yes, I do. 12 years because Birdie is 11. I can do math. Anyway, so we've been married 12 years. They've been married 13. And we were talking about how it's such a bummer. Like, you become friends with new groups of people because you have kids and like,
No, I've always wondered if maybe I should like reach out more. And this makes me feel a lot better about maybe sending like any of the notes I have, you know, in my notes section.
I think every once in a while, a note of love, just of love, like resist the temptation to be, to
just love, no sound.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we don't know what's happening with her. We don't know what's going on. And, you know.
It meant a lot to me that my friend was simply like, I love you.
Yeah.
And that meant the world to me. It made me feel like I could easily come back to her.
And you did.
And I did. And I love her. And I love you, Becca. And thank you so much.
Thanks, Becca.
Thank you guys so much. This really does make me feel so much better.
Good. Oh, that's
gives me more clarity.
Will you please keep in touch? Let us know, okay?
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Well, Becca, thank you again.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Busy Phillips?
Yes. Anna Faris.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. This was really fun.
I love you so much.
I love you too.
And I love you too, listeners. Thank you. Hey, everybody. Please help us build the Unqualified community. Please write down or record your stories and send them to Anna at unqualified.com, or you can send a letter or postcard to Unqualified, P.O. Box 528, 15332, Antioch Street, which is spelled Antioch, Pacific Palisades, California, 90272.